She doesn't get a lot of press for it, but would it matter to you if she were the first female president?
I think that would be great.
Sure. Does it mean anything to you for her to potentially be the first female president?
I'd much rather have her as the first female president than Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be a proud moment for America.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I certainly look up to her as a role model, and I think she's an admirable leader. So it's not a deciding factor for me, but I definitely look up to her.
President, does that mean anything to you? Or
It means a huge amount for me, in women all over the country, and men also. Men are impacted by, what's going on, along with the women. I think she'd be a great fit for presidency.
do you like her pro-Ukraine stance?
I think it was really interesting for me to hear her speak about the issue tonight, and I think she made a great case as to why we need to support Ukraine, and it's really to send a strong message to our enemies and to prevent further war. So I think she got me on that issue.
So does that mean you like Nikki Haley's outspoken support for Ukraine?
Yes, I would say yes.
Absolutely. Nikki Haley fully, supports Ukraine, so...
I think they need it. I think they need the support, and I think I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Well, Nikki Haley fully supports Ukraine. How does that make you feel?
Ukraine's a tough one. I see both sides. It would be great to be convinced that she is an independent thinker who isn't basing all of her decisions on the establishment's opinion of things like Ukraine and people who say that she's part of the military-industrial complex and that's the status quo that she's going to continue. I think whether Ukraine, which way they go, which way she goes, I wouldn't say that's black and white, but just can she think independently and not have the same default answer that pretty much every prior president has had.
Do you think she generally thinks too hawkishly with how she talks about these issues, or,
She's pretty hawkish.
And do you like that about her, or,
I think that at some point we maybe shouldn't be getting ourselves into every single war around the globe, and I think the Republican Party seems to be moving in that direction.
One of his criticisms about her was that she was a fascist neocon, that she's too pro-Israel or pro-Ukraine. Have you heard this stuff, and what do you make of it?
Well, I think Vivek Ramaswamy is a very privileged guy, and I think he has kind of an attitude problem, and I think she's doing everything right. She's fighting for democracy, she's fighting for the people, not just in America, but in Israel and Ukraine, and he's just blind to the truth.
There is a growing wing of the Republican Party that feels increasingly isolationist, that is anti-Haley as a result of that. What do you think of people who do think that she is too hawkish?
Well, I think they're wrong. I think that those people are eventually going to see that when we don't prop up our allies and we don't support, then when we need support, we won't get it.
I think Republicans want a clear objective in Ukraine. I think Biden has failed to give us a clear objective, and I think Nikki Haley gives us a clear objective. We need to support them and give them the weapons to win. It's not just quite right now. Biden's giving the weapons to stay where they are and hold off the Russians, but Haley's answer is give them the weapons to win. And I think that if Republicans see a clear objective like what Nikki Haley has put forth, then that support's gonna grow for supporting Ukraine.
Polls show it'll likely be Joe Biden versus Trump. In that matchup, do you have a preference between the two?
I don't really like either of them, but I'd probably just have to vote for Joe Biden because I just feel like Donald Trump has too much legally on the plate that would stop him from executing the duties of the presidency.
Looks like it'll likely come down to Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Are you leaning one way or the other if it came down to those two?
I didn't make the decision last time until the very end between those two, and I think it would be the same thing again this time.
Can I ask who you voted for last time?
I'll take that one to the grave.
Down the line, she isn't the eventual Republican nominee. Would you support whoever the eventual Republican was?
I probably would not. If it was Trump, I would not.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. So if it was Trump versus Biden, which polls show it likely would be, which way would you lean?
I can't vote for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Biden before, and now I'm swaying. I'm not a big fan of Biden.
Question: polls are showing that it will likely be a Biden v. Trump rematch. In that matchup, are you leaning one way or another?
Right now, it's supporting Nikki Haley, and I think, like I said before, I truly believe that momentum matters. I think she's going to come out in New Hampshire strong, and then go into South Carolina. And I think that, as she said before, people have underestimated her, and I don't think they should.